So I just learned an interesting term today, which is the difference between URL and IRL.
Yes.
Which is your online friends versus your in real life friends.
Exactly.
Which is a moment that's happening right now. I've been a big fan of Candace Nelson's for a very, very long time, since I've had my first Sprinkle Cupcake years and years ago.
Thank you.
And now my kids are obsessed with your cupcakes.
Aww.
And now we're here in Sun Valley, Idaho, which is my hometown, and it's now a special place for Candace.
Yeah.
And here we are in real life.
Well, I'm so happy to finally connect, because I'm a huge fan of yours too. And you just, I mean, from the pictures and from your Instagram, just seem to have it all figured out. You're such a good mom. You've got such great style, and you've got such a great outlook on life. And it's
you
no
just fake it to me.
It's no surprise that you have Sun Valley in your soul, because I think that's what I love about it, is it's just so real and it's so beautiful, and it brings like-minded people together.
Yeah.
So today I am going to share with you the recipe for Sprinkles Vanilla Cupcakes.
I'm so excited.
And I chose that recipe just because, well, first of all, it's the first recipe I developed for Sprinkles. And it's one of my kids' favorites, and I know you have 3 kids,
Oh my gosh.
so you're going to be needing to make a lot of these.
It's a favorite in our house as well. So.
And so what we're going to do first is, like any great cake recipe, we're going to cream the butter and sugar in our KitchenAid mixer. And then what I like to do, so I don't forget anything, is to pre-mix the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients. So we're going to pre-mix the flour with the baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And then we're going to add the vanilla to the milk. And then also we have our eggs, which I'm going to have you crack because you have chickens. So you are an egg expert.
I am.
So let's get this butter and sugar creamed up.
Sounds good.
All right, Jen, I'm going to put you to work now.
Okay.
Okay, so what I need for this recipe is 2 egg whites and 1 whole egg. Okay. So if you can use these 3 bowls and separate the first 2 eggs into whites and yolks.
Okay.
And then just crack a whole egg. And the reason I like to use more whites than whole eggs is because it really allows the vanilla flavor to come through, and it keeps the color of the vanilla cupcake really white and pure.
Okay.
See, I love a woman who separates her eggs with her hands. That is a woman who's not afraid to get
What
her
else
hands
do you
dirty.
do?
Well, some people use the shell to go back and forth.
No.
Yeah,
This is how you know, like you have to feel it.
Thank you. We're gonna get rid of these yolks and save them for, when you're making lemon curd later.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Obviously.
Sure.
So I would love for you to pre-mix the dry ingredients. So here's the flour.
Can I use my hands again?
I'm actually gonna give you a tool this time. Okay, and then we're just gonna mix the salt, baking powder, and baking soda into that. And we were talking about this earlier, but what I had to recognize is that we are at altitude here in Sun Valley, and so I did have to make a few adjustments to the Sprinkles baking book recipe, which will share both, sea level and altitude recipes for you guys. So I'm gonna add the vanilla extract to our milk. And this is just a step I like to do ahead of time to kind of pre-mix things so I don't forget anything, and also so I have to do less mixing in the bowl, because once you get the flour in there, you don't want to mix it too much once the flour goes in, otherwise it will create a tough cake. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna add these eggs to our creamed butter and sugar, and we'll get that mixing. And it's always key to scrape down the bowl with your handy spatula. Make sure everything is mixed in there. Sometimes when your butter or your eggs or milk or whatever are too cold, like I didn't actually set these out with enough time to spare, and you can feel it's cold, it's not coming together that well. I just use the heat from my hands.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, because this really is a great, this metal bowl is a really good conductor of heat. So even just a little bit of heat from your hands will make all the difference.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is what's great about food.
Yeah.
I really feel like you put your intentions and love into it, and you get and receive. As dumb as that sounds.
No, I think that's so true. I mean, food is love. Food is nostalgia. Food is family. Food is all of those things. And, it's like with Sprinkles, people were like, you're opening a cupcakes only bakery. And cupcakes are a very simple thing, but they can be powerful. We'd see people coming in when they were celebrating something, or if they just wanted to feel better after having a bad day. And you think about these things that we take for granted, they're quite powerful.
Well, and those cupcakes, though, do bring giant smiles on people's faces.
Here is when we add our dry ingredients and our wet ingredients alternating. So we're gonna start with dry, then we're gonna add the wet, and then we're gonna end with the dry.
Okay.
So while I put this on, I'm just gonna have you delicately scoop this in. Okay, do you wanna drizzle that in
All of
while
it?
it's going? Yeah.
Okay.
Just roll slowly, kind of wait for it to, the mixture to soak in. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Not crazy about scraping down the bowl. You don't want any lumps in your delicious vanilla cupcakes. Yeah, and just finish up with the rest of the dry ingredients, and we'll be good to scoop. Woohoo!
Now, did you play sports growing up?
No, I didn't. I was more of a thespian, actually, like yourself. So, I mean, I love to be athletic and get exercise, but I wasn't necessarily the most coordinated at any sport.
Really?
I mean, a little tennis and swimming.
Yeah.
But no real team sports. I also moved around a lot growing up, though, so that was kind of hard.
That's hard.
Like, there were certain things that were hard to get consistently.
I can relate.
Yeah. Right.
Get it all
just
in
tap
there.
it. Yeah. Perfect. One last good whir. Well, I was so honored to hear that you've been to Pizzana and you've had our pizza and you like the desserts. And
Oh my gosh.
I'm in charge of the dessert menu there, so that's really fun for me to be able to
cool.
do, you know, desserts other than just cupcakes, which I love cupcakes. Don't get
And
me
how
wrong.
did you get, did you take classes? Were you in culinary school? Or?
So I did go to pastry school.
Wow.
And what I found was, so out of college, I was recruited to work for an investment bank in San Francisco, working with technology companies.
Oh my gosh.
And then I went to work for a dot-com, because it was sort of the height of the dot-com boom. And then there was the bust, and then I was out of a job. And then I decided to go to pastry school, because I wanted to do something that I really love to do.
And that's so amazing. And I think, especially now more than ever, people need to hear that.
Will you do the honors?
Totally.
Yeah, I think we spend so many of our waking hours, you know, working. It's really important for everybody to find something they're passionate about and really go for it.
Yeah.
You know, I never thought I could make a living as a baker, but I decided I would give it a try.
I think that's what's so amazing about this day and age. I mean, I went to school for acting and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do with my life.
Right.
I'm a thespian.
Right.
And then once my husband is an actor on a TV show called Supernatural, and once we started having kids, you know, life changed, and I was like, how do I stay creative? And acting is tough because you don't know where you're gonna end up.
Right.
That's why I started blogging after our third kid, because I was like, I just miss that, having a creative outlet. And
Of course.
I don't know, it's brought me, you know, meeting interesting people and things in life and being creative in that way. And I just think, I don't know, I think that's what's great about social media, is that it brings people together. And
It brought us together.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I think there's so many wonderful benefits to it, and wow, your creativity has really registered with people, and obviously it's coming from a place of real authentic passion, because people are responding and your pictures are so beautiful, and I love your messages online. No, they're very positive, and I think particularly, you know, women and moms who are looking for positive role models these days, they can be hard to find. I mean, not for any lack of there being positive role models, but the media seems to want to, you know, feature other people sometimes.
Right, well, but that's what's so great right now. I mean, you look at like the Vogue cover with Beyonce and talking about empowering women and like all different cultures and bringing young women, and you know, you don't have to be one thing, and you can really do anything. And I don't know, I love that message. Anyways, we're off topic.
No, but it's all important, and I think you're right. I think the time is now. Like, people are really, women are having their voices heard, and they're really embracing their own power and their ability to do what they want and be powerful in this world. Look what we did together. We've got these beautiful vanilla cupcakes that are waiting to pop into the oven. And in case I didn't mention, this is actually what we call a disher. This is what we use at all the Sprinkles, because it helps to portion the cupcakes perfectly.
So smart.
So they all bake in the same
like
amount
mine
of
are
time.
all uneven. I have one that's like bigger, and so
You need one of those.
Smart.
I
Yeah.
picked it up at Ketchum Kitchens. You can get one yourself.
Perfect.
Okay, going in the oven, guys. Jen, I'm so impressed with your vanilla Sprinkles cupcakes. They're so cute. They puffed up perfectly. You clearly have that Sun Valley magic, the high altitude baking magic.
I know how to tweak it just right away.
I'm only ever baking with you here again. Okay, so now we're gonna make the vanilla buttercream that goes on top. And you know, it's super simple. It's just butter and powdered sugar, a little milk, some salt, and vanilla.
Oh, it is honestly my favorite frosting.
It is pretty good. In fact, my kids are huge fans as well. As am I. We're gonna get this whirring. If you wouldn't mind doing the honors in just a second, starting to put that in there. Now if you wanna dump in the salt and the vanilla.
See?
All good, all good. No bloopers. Stop taking photos. All right, Jen, would you mind adding the vanilla, please?
No problem.
Just dump it in there. And really, this buttercream frosting is all about the consistency. And so if you've put in the powdered sugar and you've put in the vanilla and you like the way, you know, the consistency is, you don't even need the milk. Put a little dash of milk in for flavor, that's all you need. But if it's still really kind of thick and you want a softer consistency, you can add more milk. It's totally up to you. Perfect, right?
Looks delicious.
So perfect.
And is there a method to frosting or?
Oh yes.
Okay, good.
Oh yes. There is something called the signature Sprinkles swirl, which I'm going to show you. And I'm not as good at it as I used to be back in the day when I was like, you know, back in the back of the kitchen, frosting thousands and thousands of these, but it's kind of like riding a bike, you never forget. So you take an offset spatula, and this is what we use as Sprinkles, and a big blob of frosting, because that's a technical term, and then you just kind of smush it on there like buttering toast. Pat it down and make sure it's kind of covering the whole top of the cupcake, and then you just sort of take the edge of the offset spatula and swirl it around. So it's sort of, you can see like the ridges and the handcrafted nature of it, but it's a little bit cleaned up. It's not like old school grandma's style. So I'm just gonna leave that plain and unadorned without sprinkles so that we have our model.
Okay.
And then, but obviously there's no right or wrong here. Do it however you want. You be you. Live.
I'll be spending like hours on this.
Give that cupcake its best life and go for it.
Okay.
That's beautiful. I'm so impressed. Wow. You are hired.
Well, thank you. I'll take it. Do you dip?
You can dunk it. Go for it. Yeah. In fact, at Sprinkles, when people are just learning to frost and they haven't mastered that yet, we put them on like the sprinkled cupcakes. So like the vanillas that are covered in vanilla sprinkles. Sometimes that's someone who's training.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if we were to bring you into the bakery as a potential froster and we saw that as your first cupcake.
Would you hire me?
Yes. We'd know you had potential. Yes.
Oh my God.
All right, let's do this. We've got kids waiting for these results.
I know. They're gonna be so excited.
Ta-da!
They're beautiful. Oh my
Yay! Well done. High five.
High five. I got frosting everywhere.
I know. Well, we're both in the same boat. All right, time to wash our hands.
They're so beautiful.
They're so sweet.